This exhibition blends poetry and warmth through tactile surfaces, looping forms, and dreamlike compositions. Christina's work is rooted in exploring transitional spaces. She gravitates toward metaphors of movement, roller skating, spirals, flight, to evoke a sense of shared experience that is personal yet collective. Inspired by her Ugandan heritage, botanical studies, and the recent revival of roller skating in Black communities, the artist sees the rink as both a place of joy and a metaphor for life's ongoing cycles. Christina speaks about wanting to capture what she calls sovereign emotional states. Moments when, as she explains, someone is fully in their own world, lost in the pure joy of an activity like skating, reading, or simply being still. She paints on suede mat board, whose soft, absorbent texture, in her words, naturally slows the process and creates resistance with every stroke. It's linked metaphorically to skin and softness. She often works with her fingers rather than brushes to maintain intimacy. Onto this surface, she blends dry chalk, oil pastel, and wet paint, pressing the pigment so deeply into the fabric that the color seems to merge with it entirely. The result is a texture that feels at once lush and slightly hazy. Her figures are often tucked away, mid-movement, half-hidden or pushed to the frame's edge, leaving their stories partly untold. The artist doesn't plan palettes rigidly. Colors are relational, changing according to what's beneath or beside them. Earthy undertones and what she calls heat reference Uganda's climate and her own desire to paint warmth, especially in her cold London studio. Christina says purple is linked to sovereignty, protected spaces, emotional interiors, while yellow brings warmth and vibrancy. This show is designed as a space of generosity, open-ended enough for viewers to see themselves, yet anchored by motifs and colors that carry Christina's personal histories. What materials do we carry with us? What do we discard, and what refuses to leave? What delineates the edge between people, histories, materials, or states of being? He often works with unexpected materials. Bedsheets, shoes, raw cotton, layering personal history into pieces that stretch beyond the autobiographical. In this show, there are two main types of works: sculptural screens that stand in the space, and large resin wall panels. The wall-hung slabs hold the past like amber. They compress materials into colorful, abstract surfaces. The screens are like physical thresholds. Made of everyday materials, denim, carbon fiber, military uniforms, they act almost like windows or dividers. Some even have hinges so they can shift and move, reflecting the idea that meaning and memory aren't fixed. These works are named after those interesting machines that produce not just sound, but tone, rhythm, and feeling. Objects are embedded in clear resin, so they're suspended in layers like fossils or memories held in time. Kevin's background helps explain how this all came together. His early exposure to art came through private lessons his mother found, filling in where public education had fallen short. He was also influenced by his dad, who worked on cars and took him to drag races. That mix of craft, engineering, and creativity stuck with him. He started out studying automotive design in Detroit, but later realized he wanted more freedom. Eventually, he went to Yale, where he began combining sound, sculpture, and installation in experimental ways. In an Instagram post, Kevin said, "The process has always been extremely difficult, yet engulfed in playful intuition, and this has been rewarding in so many ways." The signs are present is a clue. The signs are here, but they're subtle. You have to sit with the work and let it unfold. In the past, the artist was known for mixing video, performance, and text in playful, satirical ways. He often borrowed from old photos, scripts, or stories to comment on history, culture, and power. But in this show, the focus is on the act of painting, on textures, layers, its hesitations, its mood, rather than a punchline or clear narrative. But that doesn't mean the story is gone. You may notice that his paintings are spiritual in tone, but not in a way that preaches. The artist begins each studio day with a quiet ritual, opening the Bible and reflecting. But this isn't about seeking faith necessarily. It's more about slowing down and being present with the unknown. The exhibition is accompanied by a poetic text penned by the artist titled "These Four Walls." It gives a glimpse into the thoughts and feelings behind the work and reads as a series of impressions and internal monologues. Within it, a solitary figure moves through language like someone pacing a room, tearing up drafts, drifting into strange memories, and reflecting on the past. The writings mirror the paintings, emotional, strange, and full of shifting meaning. It's as if the artist is trying to capture what it's like to live inside your own head when everything feels disjointed, your writing, your conversations, your history, even your belongings. This show invites us into worlds where dancers move through dense jungles, animals walk upright, and moonlit skies feel alive with possibility. It gathers new drawings and grand works on paper, each scene teeming with its own strange order. Underwater kingdoms, costume players upon shadowed stages, creatures whose gaze seems to carry the memory of some other life. Marcel's art often blends reality with the subconscious, creating settings that feel like fairy tales but carry messages about our relationship to nature, community, and each other. Even when his subjects explore moments of tension or change, there always seems to be a thread of hope woven through. The title of the show, Empress of Night, belongs both to the artist's habit of working long past midnight and to the celestial dark that envelops so many of these pieces. Marcel draws on a wide range of influences. He often returns to a book titled Trickster Makes This World by Lewis Hyde, a book on mythic tricksters and mischievous artists. In recent years, his color palette has expanded, inspired by travels to Morocco and collaborations with other artists. He paints with liquid acrylics and pearlescent pigments on thick archival paper, often working on the wall or the floor to guide how the colors move. You might notice echoes of Spanish poet Federico Garcia Lorca and artist Francisco Goya, both of whom worked during turbulent times in history. Their ability to respond to uncertainty through creativity resonates with Marcel's own approach to today's political, social, and environmental challenges. This show is about finding beauty and possibility in uncertain times. Among the treasures here is Marcel's film. It pays tribute to Lorca's never-filmed 1929 screenplay, weaving together elements of theater, dreamlike imagery, and nods to early cinema legend Georges Méliès. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again.